Hi, this is Jim Jubak, and welcome to my Jubak Asset Management video on YouTube. Today's the day for a quick pick. Today's quick pick is Amazon. Now, you may not want to buy anything in the market right now, but at some point we move from the early stages of a panic when the impetus on Wall Street is to say sell them all to a stage where we start to discriminate between whatever. And I think we're in the sell them all stage, which is why Amazon is down, moved into a bear market itself on Friday. But I think Amazon is one of the most interesting stocks for a sort of, let's put a little more analysis into this and try to pick winners and losers stage. There's a quote which is attributed to a Roman Catholic papal legate in 1209 during the Catholic Church's crusade against the Cathars in southern France. But anyway, so the quote is, "Kill them all and let God sort them out." So this is right before they basically stormed Cathar town and killed every man, woman, and child who was a heretic after all. Anyway, so here's the story for Amazon. That was a crusade in 1209. It has limited relevance to the market today, but I like history. Anyway, Amazon has fallen because basically, President Donald Trump tacked on tariffs everywhere in the world. So since Amazon sources its stuff everywhere in the world, it's looking at, if it gets stuff from Vietnam and resells it, it's looking at a 48% tariff, and from China, probably another 38%. So we're up to 54%. All those things are going to impact Amazon and make prices higher and let people will decide to buy less, et cetera, et cetera. And the argument there is that Amazon is so big that Amazon basically is the economy. And I understand that argument. I think it has validity at some level. But there's also another side to the Amazon is so big, which is Amazon is so big that it has tremendous power to reorganize and reprice its logistical infrastructure. So basically, Amazon can go to a company that wants to sell on Amazon and say, hey, we understand that you're looking at let's say a 20% increase in your costs. We don't want you to pass that all on in terms of higher prices. Here's what I'd like you to do. Let's take 5%, eat the other 15. If it was, if I was going to say that to a supplier, they would basically go, or something equally polite. Amazon, however, you can't really say that to, because they are your marketplace. So in terms of being able to find ways to lessen the impact of these tariffs and the inflationary impact of the tariffs on consumers, Amazon's got a lot of power. It can renegotiate deals. It can put pressure on suppliers. It can move from one supplier to another to keep the cost of goods low. It can tweak its algorithms so that instead of company A, which has raised its prices 19, your search pops up company B, which has raised its prices only 12%. So all these things mean that Amazon is going to be out there in the next quarter or so. Maybe not in the report for the quarter coming up, which is around the 25th or so of April. Maybe not that early, but they will eventually start saying things like, hey, we're being successful at limiting the impact of these tariffs on our customers. And in fact, you could make a point, and I'm sure someone on Wall Street will, you can make the point that in the economy as a whole, maybe inflation is running at say 4%. On Amazon, it's only running at 3%. Therefore, Amazon gets a competitive advantage. I think we'll start to see all these arguments for Amazon. It's too early to have them take effect now, but somewhere around, let's say, if you want to be really interestingly early, maybe before Amazon reports earnings for this quarter, around the 25th or so, certainly before it reports earnings for the next quarter, you might want to look at the prices and go, hey, this is a tariff inflationary play that survives after God has sorted them all out. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this YouTube, found it useful, informative, etc., or fun, I'm a fun guy, you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. That way you get notification when we do our next one. We're trying to do about 3 videos a week, but not always on the same day. And sometimes there's too many distractions, and etc. If you sign up for free, you get notification when the next one is coming out. If you like more of my free stuff, you can go to my free site. That's jubakpicks.com. It's got 3 portfolios for 12 to 18 months, 5 years, and dividends. Even more me. So 3 to 4 posts a day as opposed to 1 or 2 on the free site, and 6 portfolios instead of 3. So those 3 plus an ETF portfolio, a volatility portfolio with some interesting options plays right now, and a 5-year, a longer than 5-year, for people who have 10 and 20-year time horizons portfolio. And last but not least, as I said, I moved, as I have said repeatedly, we moved to Italy in September of 2023. And my wife's long-term goal, long-term dream of living in Italy. So we're doing it. We're in Venice right now. If you'd like to follow our adventures around Italy, we've lived in Sicily over the summer. We took a road trip to Mantova, and got another road trip coming up to post about to Pompeii, as well as I've got some wonderful pictures of wisteria coming out to bloom in Venice, and who doesn't need flowers at a time like this? So you want to subscribe, Substack. We moved to Italy. It's also free. Love to have you follow our adventures, and thanks very much for watching.